it's me again, Rose from the Philippines. Welcome to the 414th episode of Gantsilyera, a show and tell of crochet and craft related items. So today is April 7, it's a Black Friday. I have been cleaning and organizing my room. As you can see, I was able to work on the milk cotton yarns, and above it are some of the other yarns that I have. So I have been organizing it along with the gradient ones. And yesterday I was able to wash the puppets and the balls that Mavi, Daniel, and I are playing with. So I tend to do that during the Holy Week. It pushes me to clean and organize, maybe because of the weather. It usually is very sunny during this time. And yesterday I was also able to wash the ventiladors or our electric fan. I think we have five pieces of them, but the one that I'm using right here, it breaks, or the LSC got broken, so I needed to replace that maybe on Monday. So I was also able to fulfill some errands that I needed to do, like paying for my contribution for SSS. So I'm quite happy that I was able to do that, so I wouldn't think about it afterwards. So I have also been binge watching some series on Netflix lately. I was able to rewatch the first few episodes of Wednesday, but then I found this clips on TikTok about the Ron Clark story. So what I did was I searched for it on YouTube and I found the movie, so I watched it 2 times in a row. I'm quite happy about it because I really like the character of Matthew Perry. He is Chandler from Friends, and I'm quite fond of him. So that is another movie that I searched and was able to watch. The movie reminds me of another one which is called Stand and Deliver, and I really like the plot of it because the teacher pushes his students to strive for the better, so that is quite inspiring for me. And I'm really fond of Matthew Perry. So I have also seen him from another movie called Fools Rush In, which is a romantic comedy. Really like that one too. And since I have been watching him, I it got me to it pushed me to watch Friends again. So I watched season 1 and now I'm on season 4. I'm kind of binge watching it on the side while working on the granny squares. So I really want to recommend those series and movies to you guys. I enjoyed watching them, so that's why I'm recommending them to you. So for my projects, I have been also working on this granny squares for the yarn bombing event on May 7 on Uptown Center in Katipunan. So we have been preparing for it lately, and I have some made squares from before that has 4 rows to them. So I started working on them and now I have about 40 plus of them. So this is the 20. So some of them has 3 rows of the first color, the fourth round has another color, and then I just incorporated 3 more rounds to it, to each of them. So the yarns that I use is different from the ones that I have been using. When I started it, I used a different type of yarn. I think the Mayflower yarn and the Familia yarn. So some of them are thinner than the other ones, but I think it kind of worked. For this one, there are some parts that has velvet yarn to it. So that's what I have been working recently, and I'm quite happy that I have 40 of them right now. So that is 20 of them, and then here's another 20. So I still have 4 extra of them, and this one's, the middle part has 4 rows of one color to it. some of them I needed to put another round of so my plan is I'm going to finish all of them, putting the 3 rows or 3 rounds to each of them, so that I will have at least 50 plus. And we are in the process of thinking of how to connect them, making them longer than just putting them together. So Sis Maylene, she is thinking about putting some chains in between them when connecting. So, and she is gonna propose another type of connection. I don't know what other connection she can whip up for these ones, because we really needed plenty of them for the yarn bombing event. She is thinking of a way to make it longer without putting them together. So what we're planning to do is to have chains in between them, because the place, it is a little bit big and the squares that we're making is not gonna be enough for it. So those are the projects that I have been making. Mama has bought me this stand here that I can use for the bazaar. So this is a metal display rack or display item, and here's where I put this cell holders here that I put some strings or straps on, so that I can put the customer can put it on his neck, on her neck. I put some beads, or I glued some beads on the bottom part because it is not straight, kind of leans. And I have this keychain here of the beaded letters that I accumulated, and I'm planning to put the key rings on them so that they will hang here at the bottom, so that I can also sell it. So that is the stand that Mama bought for me. I have been learning how to cook recently, and I have bought some enoki mushrooms from Divisoria, and I have watched some videos on how to cook them, and I have found some on YouTube and TikTok. So that is also one of the things that I have been making or doing recently. And the other day I also learned how to make a creamy carbonara, although it became pretty much creamier than it should be. But I'm quite happy to discover those kinds of stuff like cooking, because I'm not really good at it. So recently it's just a fascination of mine to do that, and kind of have this addiction with enoki mushrooms recently, that I have been putting them on noodles. And you can put it on noodles, and there's a suggestion to put them on the carbonara, but I didn't do it. I used a different type of mushroom for that. So those are most of it, projects that I've been making. I'm going to buy a rattan ring soon for the mandala, so that I will know how big they should be. The granny squares, I have been putting them in this plastic bag here that Sis Maylene gave us. It's a really good container for all of the squares. So we're still figuring out how to connect them, but I am going to work on them. I'm gonna work on most of this later. I have roomaged my yarn stash, and I have some love nuts ones that I can use for it, and I also have some white ones. I have plenty of it that Sis Girly gifted me, so I will use that. I'm also going to organize and prepare for the items that I'm going to sell. I'm gonna figure out the pricing and making more tags and putting them on the items, and I still have to list them to figure out what price they should be. So that's gonna be my job for the next couple of days. The yarn bombing event is on May 7, and the bazaar will be after that, so we are preparing for that. So I'm gonna let you guys go now. I hope that you don't mind my rambling. I am turning this into clips because I often forget what to say, but in clips I can edit it, so that is what I'm doing. So I'm gonna let you guys go now. I hope you have a fine time crafting and some family bonding time. So that's it from me. Bye for now. As you can see, it's a sunny day today. So these are the items that I washed yesterday. Most of them are puppets and amigurumis. You can't really see the colors because it's so bright. But I was able to wash those along with other ones and also the bag that I have been using. So I changed my bag again because I washed the one that I've been using. Oh, there's some flowers from the plant here. I don't know if you can see, guys. So that's our weather for today. These flowers here in bloom. Mavi and I are fond of these flowers. And there's this other ones that I put there. The birds are chirping.